boy, ladies and gentlemen, we have a doozy. Welcome to another video review. You're watching Techno Warriors TV. I'm your host and editor-in-chief, Nick Bartel, and today we are going to review one of the most high-end motherboards we've ever reviewed. This is the EVGA Z370 MICRO ATX. This review was made possible by Jacob Freeman. Thank you so much once again for sending this out to the studio for us to review. I am super thrilled to review this product for you guys today because it's actually it's actually a really high-end motherboard. Because, check this out. The Z370 MICRO is the little brother to the bigger Z370 Classified and the Z370 for the win. So, let's talk about this. This is a motherboard that's small but packs a massive punch and unique features that you don't find in other micro ATX boards. So let's start off with the features, okay? I'm going to grab a small list and just tell you what this thing comes with. So, let's talk the key features. It has high efficient digital VRM, onboard power and resets, clear CMOS buttons, great for overclocking, EVGA Elite X tuning utility, M.2 NVMe PCSD SSD support, Intel Optane memory ready, integrated M.2 E Wi-Fi Bluetooth antenna, switchable DC, power management fan control, onboard TPU, external clock gen, 150 increasing CPU gold content, 6-layer PCB, memory, 2 DIMM slots, up to 32 gigabytes of RAM, and that can go up to 4.1 gigahertz. Now, its SLI is up to 2-way SLI, 6 SATA 3 or SATA 6 ports, 2 M.2 slots, 1 32mm key E, and that's going to be for that Wi-Fi card we talked about, and 1 80mm key up to 32 gigabytes per second. Now, we have 8 USB ports on this. Several of them are USB 3 and several of them are USB 2. It is got 2 RGB headers, and the form factor is a micro ATX. It's got reinforced PCIe slots for your heavy set graphics cards, 11-phase power WM. Let's see. It's got onboard CPU temperature monitor, which is great if you have a window, and that way you can make sure your CPU is nice and cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look around this. As you can see, this is one tricked out motherboard. So, you start from the top. Look at this board. This is insane in the membrane. Now, this is one of the most unique boards I've seen because if you notice a lot of your PWM, okay, fans, you have several in here. A lot of them, you have everything. Your fans are vertical. You got another EPS right here. So, I mean, look at this. This thing screams power. And, okay, so here's the thing. Let's go over you get your, let's see, you get front channel audio, okay. You get 2 4-pin fan headers. We get your USBs, okay. Got a PC speaker right there. Look how sharp this looks like. You got all your SATA 6 cables. So this is going to be all your SATA 6 for your SSDs. This is where your USB 3 header gets attached to. This is a right-angled 24-pin header. This is where you're going to see that CPU, temperature gauge, your power and reset buttons, a BIOS switch. We got more power fans, and we got those two RGB headers. Okay, we have another several. We got more over here, and if you take a look on the VRMs, you can see that little EVGA logo looking really, really, really sharp. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. They did not skimp on quality. And look at that. We have another on top. So it's got a 6-layer PCB. So that means, I'm going to move the camera up so you guys can get a better look. It's got a 6-layer PCB. Look at that. So they are going crazy on everything. If you're into overclocking, this is a motherboard for you. You have a 4-pin. You have an 8-pin. Okay. And then you have another 6-pin on the bottom. And you have your 24-pin. So you could do some serious overclocking with this. And the VRMs we got down here are really robust. Now, they're not like screaming like you'd see on a classified or the for the win, but they will do the job in a small, pint-sized, PUBG-ready system. Miners not need apply. Hashtag stop the mining. Look at this. I've never seen a motherboard like this because everything's are just designed for cable management. Now, you can see it supports NVIDIA SLI. We got those reinforced DIMM slots for your heavy set DIMMs. So if you got really bonkers cooling on this, like let's say you have some really spoofed up heatsink, clear CMOS button on the back, your legacy PS2 ports, 2 USB 2s, 4 USB 3s, another USB. Now remember, these are all backwards compatible, so you get 2, 4, 6, 8, including the ones you have on your case. As you can see, EVGA Z370 MICRO. You're getting a nice look at that little EVGA logo. Look at that right there. Look how cute that is. Isn't that awesome? Another sharp looking edge from that board right there. Okay. Now, to show you the contacts on here, the memory on here can support up to 4.1 gigahertz. Okay. I mean, you can really overclock this thing like a banshee. It's got automatic overclocking features. It's got Wi-Fi. It's got Bluetooth. And it comes in the form of a Bluetooth adapter. Okay. And I'll show you more of that when I get this thing mounted and all set up in the system to show you what kind of looks like inside the system. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here, and we will get back to the review once this thing is all strapped in and ready to go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, I have slapped this motherboard and CPU into the beautiful EVGA DG74 case, and it is absolutely stunning, ladies and gentlemen. This screams cable management, and you can rate my cable management however you want, but I gotta say, this motherboard exceeded expectations. For $219 for a Macro ATX motherboard, they were not messing around the hill. They weren't doing the mess around this time, because they've got everything. 11-phase power design, you name it. I mean, you know, more gold contacts on the CPU that you can shake a stick at, because also you could probably do some serious overclocking on this motherboard. Got MOSFETs. We even got that other 4-pin header for the CPU to give you additional power on the MOSFETs. We got the DDR4 memory in there, and this thing can take 4.1 gigahertz of DDR4 memory. That is stupid insane. You can see we got the CLC 280 in there. So if you can use some more push-pull in there, which is really, really nice. Everything is looking real sharp. You see that where that thing is? That's where you're going to have your little risers thing there for the Wi-Fi. Now, the real cool thing about this motherboard, they decided to make the Wi-Fi optional. So if you wanted to later, let's say you don't need Wi-Fi, you don't want to put the Wi-Fi up to your computer, you're just better with hardwired Ethernet. You don't really have to install it, but it's so easy to install. All you do is stick the Wi-Fi cord into there, where that slot is, and you would mount the riser. Now the bad thing, the riser is behind the case, so you'd have to remove the motherboard to take it out. In this instance, we have a really, really fast Ethernet connection, so I decided not to put in the Wi-Fi card. And I really don't need to hook my Bluetooth things up to my computer. So, oh well. As you can see back here, everything else. And that's what I really liked about EVGA. They're really optional. So, but when it comes to overclocking, you got your post code right there, so you know everything's a-okay. The power and reset button, so you could test everything on the outside. Bottom right there, looking real sharp with that EVGA GTX 970. And that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's time to take a quick look at the BIOS. And then when I'm in here, I'm going to put in a little snippet of me running GTA 5 with this Intel i5-8600K. Now, just to mention, EVGA goes through a lot of testing on these boards. And ladies and gentlemen, this board is designed for overclocking. There's a lot of extreme overclockers like Kingpin that will really push the boundaries of this. It's crazy. These motherboards are insane. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is some behind the scenes action. As you can see, we're just putting the EVGA Z370 MICRO through its paces. As you can see, the board here, it's looking very sharp, and we're getting pretty constant 60 to 59 FPS, as you can see here, through everything. So this board is working flawlessly, so we're just giving this a good workout. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have come time to show off the BIOS, or the Basic Input and Output System, or UEFI. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the base. This, ladies and gentlemen, is basically the heart where you're going to set everything up, where you can do a lot of your overclocking. And of course, you can do it in Windows with the Elite program. But if you really want to get in depth, you can come in here and really, really turbocharge that baby. So, taking a quick look around the BIOS, as you can see on the top, we have it shows everything that you would have here. So you can see we have 8 gig 2, 8 gig 6 installed, and it's 16 gigabytes, and we got 3 gigahertz on the memory. You can see our voltages looking real sharp there. Overclock. So this is where you're going to do all your overclocking, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about the shaking there. Let me see if I can bring it over here, and I might be able to get the camera a little better so you guys can see that just a tad better. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, over here, so you can have all your overclocking things like your PLL, your VS. I mean, like, there's so much stuff like this. You can really go insane on, and you can probably fry your board if you're not careful. Yeah, this is where you're going to do all your overclocking. So you get 3.6 gigahertz right there. Next is your memory. So you can see your memory, your XMP profiles. So it'll automatically load everything in there for you. And here you'll have advanced from power management, onboard devices, NVMe information. So there's no NVMe device found because I don't have an NVMe drive in there, or what I like to call the boot drive. So fast boot, you can go through here, quiet boot, speaker beep, boot numlock state. So you have all your boot options. You can see everything else, your CSM information, your security, and all that stuff you have if you have a UEFI. And of course, if you have, if you have a thing that does, you didn't make a copy of Windows that isn't UFI based, you know, you can of course go in there and change it to CSM and all that fun stuff. Right on the right side here, you can see all your temperature gauges. These are your temperature gauges. You got the VRAM or the VRM at 32 degrees centigrade and the 32 degrees Celsius on the CPU. PCI Express right here, okay? And then as you can see, it's at 16x because there's two PCI Express. There's actually three of them, I think. One's a real tiny one that's going to be X4, and that's going to be for like high performance PCIe SSD. And the other ones you can use for your GPUs. So they're pretty much the BIOS. You can go in there, do what you need to do, overclock. I mean, you can really crank this thing up. As you can see right on the top here, we got the multiplier and the BLK clock, 3.6 gigahertz. That's the engine speed. Right here we got 6 cores, and there's no hyper-threading on the CPU. So yeah, that is the BIOS of the Z370 MICRO. This is one heck of a BIOS. I'm gonna exit out, I'm gonna shut off, and then you know what? Then we'll go to the conclusion. Holy Heisenberg! Wow, blazing performance! Pow! Right in the kisser! If you're looking for a micro ATX motherboard with the most amazing features and one of the most overclockability, you should definitely check out the Z370 MICRO from EVGA. It's got superb overclocking. I mean, this thing has so many features you could stick a stick at. Dual channel DDR4 up to 4.1 gigahertz. I mean, this is just stupid insane. Now, it's just the amount of performance you guys get with this motherboard. Now, you get power connector cutouts, better cable management, and they're side angled. Dual BIOS on all boards with the switch. So let's say you're overclocking one or you have a bad flash. Switch to the second BIOS and you're ready to go. Reinforced PCIe slots for those big, top-heavy video cards to prevent damage. Intel Optane memory. What that is, Intel Optane, is basically something that will even boost your SSD. Or let's say you're on a spinner drive. Give you insane boot speeds. Integrated HDMI 2.0. Now that's on some of the motherboards, okay? On the classified model. So your display port, everything else, it's gonna be on the big top end. Everything else, you get 11-phase power design, you get absolutely stupid, insanely high overclockability, onboard LED sensors, power reset buttons, you get amazing stuff. Now, let's say you're someone that has got RGB headers, more fan headers, and those are PWM, all of them. You get more fan headers you can shake a stick at. So you get 3 on the top, then you get insane. Let me tell you how many fan headers you get for the micro. You get 3 on the top, okay? Then you get a 1 on the top right. That's 4. And then let's see. On the bottom, you get 2 more. 6 fan headers. I mean, this is crazy. 6 fan headers. I mean, you're ready to shove you're ready to shove a nice water cooling kit. I would recommend the CLC 280, or if you're in a smaller case, CLC 240. It's a great water cooling kit, and it's really, really nice. Now, this includes Wi-Fi, AC, and Bluetooth. Now, the nice thing is it's just on a little Wi-Fi card. And let's say you're not going to use Wi-Fi. You can just take that card out, put it in the drawer, and you're ready to go. So it's optional, which is nice. Setup is super easy. And let me tell you, the durability. It's got more gold-plated contact than standard motherboards, and it's got better conductive pins than most motherboards, making it even more durable. To even the bend, like let's say you were to bend like a small tiny pin, it would still be okay. I've seen you should check out a video by J2Sense where they've talked about that, about how some pins on the motherboard aren't crucial and boards have still work. Now, it's got 2 banks for RAM up to 4.1 gigahertz. I mean, this dual BIOS switches. I mean, you're ready to go. So guys, what do I think of this board? I'm going to give it a Techno Warriors gotta have, because it's got great thermal conductivity, it's got great VRMs. I mean, it's a motherboard that is a pint-sized powerhouse. And you don't want to get all the blinding RGB and stuff you see with some motherboards. If you're someone who wants to build if you're in the market for a pint-sized powerhouse, Z370 MICRO is for you. If you're not into RGB, this is a great motherboard for you. So if you hate RGB, check out the Z370 MICRO from EVGA. Go get this board. Techno Warriors, you know what? Techno Warriors 11 out of 10. I think that's a first for EVGA. 11 out of 10, that's a Techno Warriors gotta have. So that means that it's super rare. Like them, go get it right now after you watch this video. It's an excellent motherboard. Thank you so much for watching this video. A big shout out to Jacob Freeman for sending this out to the show. A big shout out to all of you guys for watching this video. And be sure to like this video and smash that subscribe button. A long time ago, we were actually doing a giveaway of a gaming headset. It's called the Skull Candy Slayer Xbox One gaming headset, the Halo Edition. Unfortunately, that video accidentally got deleted. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.